All right. Now, this is kind of a complicated topic, and this goes to standards in the gun industry, let's say. What types of videos should you take sponsorships for? What type of company should you take sponsorships for? Should you take money from anyone and sell your audience down the road? Because this is a very boogie thing to do. If you're not familiar, Boogie2988, one of the YouTube OGs, not a good person, but a YouTube OG, recently just did like a $10,000 crypto scam. And that's kind of blown up in his face, along with fake cancer and a bunch of other stuff. And that's completely unrelated drama. But this just goes to talk about standards within the gun industry and maybe being a little bit more careful about who you take money from. Now, to be very clear, I've actually talked to Garand a little bit after I made fun of him and put up a couple of videos. He actually reached out to me. We talked a little bit, and then a little while ago, he also talked to me about an LMT project that is coming up in the future. So we've talked a little bit. We've never met. I think from everything that I'm seeing, he seems like a nice guy. Whenever I've asked for something, he's been very helpful. So I tend to like the guy, but I think that he has made a few mistakes, and he is kind of a pioneer in the gun industry, let's say. So maybe I'm giving him a little bit too much credit here, and I'm a little bit too positively biased towards Garand. But let's go see what this ad looks like. Now, I saw this video when it came out. This was on the Bulletproof sweatshirts, I want to say. This was just under a year ago, I want to say, and something really bugged me about this. Really bugged me about this ad. And for good reason when I actually looked into the company. So let's go ahead and get this going.
Oh, hey guys, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was busy admiring the mountains.
Now, does this seem genuine to you guys? Now, this is a full-on ad. I cut this out of his video. I downloaded the video, so just in case it got removed later on. But this is a full-on 90-second ad smacked in the middle of a video. This is a long ad read. I imagine the money that it took to get a 90-second ad in a Garand video was a lot of money. And he's essentially exposing his viewer base, might end up being a little bit younger of an audience as well, to a potentially problematic company. So let's let this roll. Let me know what you guys think of this.
Oh, hey guys, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was busy admiring the mountains. Now, this video is sponsored by Deal-com. Now, if you haven't heard of Deal-com, what is it? Well, it is an online auction website. It has been around for, at this point, 15 years. Now,
I'm pretty sure there's legitimately a gun on the side of the screen by his old management team, Leviathan, saying, you're going to take this ad, you're going to take the $50,000 that they paid you, or whatever it happens to be.
Check out, you know that they have thousands of new auctions going online every single day. So let's talk a little bit about it. Now, people are winning insane deals on Deal Dash. You're getting
This is going to be problematic for things that we're going to go into a little bit later.
An iPad minis for like $13. It's crazy. So there's got to be a catch. So what is the catch?
What is the catch? We'll talk about that a little bit later, but there should be alarm bells sounding off in your head. There's no way that you could get a $500 product or a $300 product for $13. That sounds too good to be true. Maybe it could be.
Well, the catch is that you have to buy the bids. So in the case of what we're talking about right now, as of this video, we have about 400 bids for $30. Every auction is going to start at $0. Yes, absolutely zero. Now, every time you bid, that's going to increase the price by at most 1 cent.
Just kind of a strange phrasing there. It's going to increase the price by at most 1 penny. You mean it could be less than 1 penny? I'm pretty sure, at least in USD, that is the smallest number that we can modulate price by. So I'm pretty sure it's a penny. Let's see.
Okay, so let's see how it works right now. So I'm on Deal Dash right now, and I'm going to go ahead and bid on an autographed baseball bat because I love baseball. Let's go. Come on. And I lost it. That's my life right there. But you know what?
Yeah. So, well, should we just let it go? Because I did pull some stuff up on this company. I wonder why people are losing bids so fast. Is there really that many people on it clicking? Is there really?
I can bid again, and as long as nobody bids within those 10 seconds, that guy is all mine. But here's the great thing. If you go down, use the promo code Grantham, no spaces, or dealdash.com/Grantham, you get 100 free extra bids with your first bid pack purchase. So go ahead, get down there and check it out. And here's the best part. For whatever reason, you don't win any auctions, you're not having a good time, you hate it, you don't like it, well, guess what? Contact Deal Dash. They will refund you your money, no questions asked. There is literally no reason not to get in there and check out Deal Dash. So go down there, check it out. Promo code Grantham. Let's get back to the video.
All right. Let's pull it back.
It's crazy.
All right. So Deal Dash. That sounds interesting. You know, a penny auction site. So the bids only go up by a penny. And so you can win some crazy products for very, very little money. Sounds like it's a little bit too good to be true. Turns out it is too good to be true. At least it used to be. So let's go over this. So Deal Dash, penny auction sued for running perverse lotteries. Deal Dash, one of the largest and best known penny auction websites, has been accused of operating an illegal gambling site and widespread deception. So Deal Dash, one of the largest and best known penny auction websites, has been accused of operating an illegal gambling site and using widespread deceptive marketing campaigns to lure customers to the site. Very interesting. According to the advertising watchdog group Truth in Advertising, or TINA. Yeah, GB Gunn says, I didn't know those pay-to-bid scam sites were still around. That was the thing like 20 years ago. Well, they're making a comeback, baby, and they're doing it off the backs of GunTuber audiences that, for some reason, still trust them. Earlier this month, TINA filed complaints against the company with the Federal Trade Commission and with attorneys general in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New York, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. Yeah. So, scrolling down just a little bit is, let's see here. There is a better article that I have here. It was founded in 2009 by a gentleman in Finland, apparently, William Wolfram. All right, but let's see. I'm trying to find the actual place here where it was going into it. Oh, dear. Yeah. So another thing that they've been accused for, if we show this one right here. So this gentleman says that he spent nearly $6,000 on 45,000 bids on Deal Dash's websites in November and December 2016. So this is an older article, of course. He says he spent more money on the bids themselves, but lost most of the auctions. And even when he wins, he and others spend far more through buying the right to bid and the bids and the sale price than the cheap generic knockoffs are worth. That is because they were selling generic knockoffs as real products. So, you know, you have an iPad that's like, I have no idea what an iPad costs. Let's just throw out a number, $500. Then you have the Temu Special, which is like $55. And even if you won a bid, that is what you actually received. So this is actually just incredibly cheap bad components. So on the Better Business Bureau on their website, you can just go and just look at their complaints, and they are still getting complaints to this day. They have quite a few. Their company does a good job of responding to all of them, but they get quite a few complaints, people losing money from their accounts, people not being able to place bids. Another thing that they were accused of doing is that they would have bots bid, right? So, because there's no way that there's like actually like 20,000 people on this site at all times so that everything keeps getting bidded up, right? So basically they would have bots that would auto bid on certain products to raise the price to where they could actually make money. So there was no real human that you were bidding against. You were literally bidding against a computer program that was set to only allow you to win if you met a certain threshold. So for instance, if the company needs to make $25 on a product, you could literally go through that 10-second timer, however many hundreds of times that you need to, until it hits that minimum threshold, and then it would allow you to actually win the item, because you weren't actually bidding against real people. You were bidding against fake things, because they were basically just bots. And you can just look up reports and go over all of this sort of stuff about people getting ripped off by these companies that GunTubers are spamming. Now, here's the thing. Before we get back to the other video, making money is perfectly fine. It is usually amoral, let's say. At best, well, not at best. Usually it's amoral, the search for money. Unfortunately, what that leads a lot of people to is to deal with people and companies that they didn't fully understand, and then you end up here, basically, where you've taken money for a bad product that's ripped people off in the past, that's done financial harm to your viewers. And here's another thing when it comes to standards: your viewers trust you quite a bit. Quite a bit. So when you're doing these sort of things that target your younger audience, I think that is bad. I think that's the big bad. You're using the influence, the trust that you've built up over, in Garand's case, over a decade, I want to say. He's been one of the faces of the gun industry. And to resort to this level of sponsorship, this level of money hungriness, let's say, just seems perverse and silly in a way. It's completely unnecessary. And now I don't mind people going after more money. Again, it's kind of an amoral pursuit, let's say, but I think it can lead people down a very, very bad path and to deal with bad people. The point with Garand, though, is it's not like he's on his last legs financially. He has a super popular channel, and rightly so. He makes good content. Whether or not me and you like all of his content or appreciate all of his content, not really all that pertinent to the discussion, let's say. But he, at least in my opinion, is using that influence in a negative way. And it is kind of sad to see somebody that I used to watch basically all of his videos. I thought he had some of the best informational pieces online. And then when you just see the stark contrast to an ad like this, where he's taking money from a company that is going to take advantage of his audience, it seems very, very scummy. And especially from a guy who, again, doesn't really need the money. Like, if he just puts out a new product on his website with his company that he owns, he's going to make a lot of money. He's going to make a lot of money. So if he wants to make money, I think that he has a lot of ways to make more money. I don't think he needs to even resort to these sorts of tactics, which is why I find it sort of disappointing and strange that he would do that, right? Because it is just odd. Am I off on this? I think rightfully so. I'm not complaining that he has money, but I just find it strange that you would do this sort of brand damage for a short term, like whatever the paycheck happened to be, 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000. Like, to Garand, that's not that much money. So I don't know why you would risk your own personal reputation in this way. It just seems bad. It just seems bad. Coffeeholic says Garand can do a t-shirt and a plate carrier and be good to go. Exactly. Garand could put out a nice high quality t-shirt with a meme on it and probably make 50 grand just doing that. And that is a moral exchange of money for a good or service, right? It doesn't even need to be overly complicated, which honestly, Garand did recently leave Leviathan Group. So I think that maybe something like this and some of the pushback he got on some of his ads could have something to do with that, because I know he is going to be running all of his ads in-house now. So hopefully at least, we don't see any more of this in the future. Ronald Ray says that I'm being kind, John. It's evil. Man, taking advantage of your audience for money, trading trust for money. Because here's the thing, you can sell your integrity, you can never buy it back though. So maybe you should hold on to it for a little while longer. Yeah, again, like this, Grantham has a team. Grantham works with people. He has people that work with him. He, at best, was ridiculously negligent by not looking into his sponsors. Like, this was just, I'm a retard, right? Okay, so I pull up. I'm like, okay, what's this company? And again, I watched this video a year ago, and I have a problem. I don't forget things, which is problematic, right? And this has bugged me for this last 10 months or so. I've always thought about this specific sponsorship. So for this video, like literally this was today that I looked through all this stuff. Johnny B, I was going through his stuff. He was talking about sponsors, and I was just smacking on my keyboard, looking up some sponsors. And I was like, what about that Garand Thumb one? What about Deal Dash? Turns out they're not particularly reputable. And again, to sell out your probably majority younger audience and expose them to essentially scammers, disappointing. It's disappointing. Disappointing.